how to find the balance between pushing yourself and being kind to yourself. Well, the best way to balance this out, Wendy, is changing how you feel about going to take action in general. If you feel like right now you are pushing yourself to do it, it's almost like you're telling your mind, I'm forcing myself to do this. And how many of you agree? If you're using force as an energy, you're always going to feel exhausted at the end of the day. If you look at highly successful people, they're not forcing themselves to do what they want to do. They're being pulled. They're being pulled towards it, right? Their goals, they're not forcing themselves to achieve it. The goals is actually just coming to them, right? They're just accomplishing it. Why is that? It's because they've made this clear distinguishment in life. You know, most people in life, we walk around being helpless victims without us even realizing. What do I really mean? Have you ever seen like a marathon before? You know, every year people participate in marathons in London and New York and so forth, right? You must have seen one, yes? Now, no matter how good somebody is, they're going to try their absolute best on that day to really run and hopefully get to the finish line. Truth be told, not everyone finishes that race, but everyone at the end, they are glad to have given it that effort. Yes or no? But I want you to imagine this. Imagine you was to now take part in a marathon race. The only difference is now you are forced to take part. Somebody says you got to run this race. And now you're forced to do it. How many of you agree? No matter how much you love running, you'll probably hate the whole experience. Yes or no? Here's the revelation for us to wake up to. The more you feel like you are forcing yourself to do something, the more your psychology will get exhausted by that belief you have, because it's exhausting in itself, and the less you'll actually want to do it. Let me help you to awaken to this truth here. In life, you're never really being forced to do something. You are choosing to do something. It's kind of like most people during the tax season, when the tax bill is due, how many of you agree? We dread it, right? We dread it. Some of us hate doing taxes. Yes or no, by the way? But here's a realization here. Let me remind you, you don't have to do taxes. Really, you don't have to do taxes, by the way. Did you know you don't have to pay your tax bill, right? But you might be thinking, but Tim, I'm choosing to pay tax. Okay, you're choosing to pay tax. Why? What happens if you don't pay your tax bill? You might say, I'll probably get a fine 6 months down the line. Okay, then what? What if you just choose to ignore that as well? Then you'll probably end up in prison one day. All right, so let me just waken you up to what you're saying. You're therefore choosing to do your taxes. You don't have to do it, but you're choosing to. Yes or no? And notice how you now feel by saying to yourself, I'm choosing to do this task versus I'm having to do this task. Do you guys see this slow but surely distinguishment here? The difference in terms of how that feels inside of you? In each and every moment, you want to be careful with the language that we're using here. Your creative subconscious mind is heavily driven by words that we're using. Hence why if you say to me, Tim, I've gone through a massive failure, you'll notice you feel very distraught. But if you just say, hey, Tim, I've just had something unexpected happen, just no big deal, you will feel totally different right now. Yes or no? So mind your language. And that way you are being kinder to yourself and at the same time getting stuff done in a way that's easier and faster.